Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 6 as part of the Ottawa Senators. So, we are now in February of 2002, and if we look at the schedule, we can see there's only 7 games for us in February. I think there were Olympics that year, which would explain why there's like a 2-week period where we have no games. So I am expecting probably a little bit of a shorter episode. Although we'll see for sure if that happens or not. So as with most Februaries, at the start there, I made offers to a lot of my players with expiring contracts. So usually how I would approach that is that I would just keep like the really good players, but I decided to have a different approach this time, and I'm going to also keep some of my depth. Not everybody on the team can be a 5-star player or a 4-star and up. I don't think that's very realistic to think that I can build a team like that. Plus, 5-star players need ice time, and you can only have so many and whatnot. So I think that having varied skills and varying star power, if you would, I think that's kind of important here. So here we can see all of the players that I have made an offer to. Those are all players whose contract expires at the end of the season. So I made an offer to Zdeno Chara, Patrick Elias, Pavel Datsyuk, Brad Bombardier, Ladislav Nagy, Chris Neal, Joe Thornton, Nicholas Avlid, who Nicholas Avlid asked for a no-trade clause. So I give it to him because he's only asking for 2 years. So I don't think that within 2 years I'm going to be so fed up with Nicholas Avlid that I am going to want to trade him anyway. David Viborny, Sheldon Surrey, Wade Redden, and Sammy Salo. So those are all the players that I am sending an offer to. And as we know how the game works, they are probably all going to accept them. So that's pretty much what happened here. Oh, I did not go and check prior to shooting the video. That's pretty unusual of me. I did not go and check who's on the trading block. I'm probably not going to make any further trades here, but let's see. Sopel. Yeah, there's not much really, so I am not going to worry about it, and I am just going to start playing. Alright, so we don't play until the 4th in Tampa Bay, so we are going to start moving. Alright, so that's a lot of news. That's because I'm signing a lot of players. But first, Rod Brydon is very happy with my work as the general manager of the Senators. So we went 7-3-4 in January. So like I said, we still won more than we lost and everything, but it wasn't as stellar a month, so hopefully we can turn that around a little bit and do even better. Alright, and then Sammy Salo not far from returning, that's good. Alright, signed. Everybody's signing their contracts. Everybody's happy to be in Ottawa. Why not? We're the best team in the East. And we have a very mysterious rivalry with Tampa Bay. Alright. And Sammy Salo is recovered. Oh, I believe I did put him on the injured reserve. I did, so now I'm going to call him back up. And I am going to send down Karel Rakunik, which is a shame because he has 2 goals in 4 games played. But such is life. Right, so there weren't any news or games played. I believe that was also at the start there, the All-Star game. So I think we have the All-Star game, then hockey for 2 weeks, then 2 weeks without hockey because of the Olympics, and then we're gonna have 2 games there near the end of the month. And that's gonna be it for today. Alright, so we are playing the Lightning right now, and again we're playing in Tampa Bay, so we are on the road to start the month. Tampa Bay is 26, 23, and 4, and they dropped a little bit. They are 7th in the East now. Carolina passed them for their division lead and holding the 3rd spot in the East. So Tampa Bay 7th, so still holding on to a playoff spot. We have won both of our games against them so far this year, 5-0 and 4-3. Alright, we are going to send Mike Dunham in net. They are going with Martin Brochu, which is usually the goaltender that they're sending against us. Alright, let's see how this rivalry game goes. We won 3-1, so we're starting February with a win. That's pretty good. That's what we want. Ooh, not, I guess players were kind of rusty after the All-Star break or something. Not a lot of shots total in this game, so we did get 29. Tampa Bay only got 18, so we've been used to a lot higher shots totals, so kind of weird to see it low like that. Patrick Elias was the first star of this game. He had 2 assists. Brad Richards was the 2nd star with a goal, and Alexei Yashin was the 3rd star with 2 goals. So Brad Richards opened the scoring 40 seconds into the first period. But then Joe Thornton scored from Datsuk and Osa, and then Yashin from Alfredson and Elias. It was 2-1 Sens after 1. Nobody scored in the second. And then Alexei Yashin scored on the power play in the 3rd period, assisted by Elias and Guerin. It was 3-1, and that score would hold, and we won this game. Alright, next stop on this little road trip is going to be in Columbus to play the Blue Jackets. As I pointed out at the end of the last episode when I was looking at the standings in the West, Columbus is having a pretty good season. They are 32, 18, and 4, and we have not played them this year so far. So let's take a look at that mysterious lineup that's having them be one of the good teams in the West. So Ross Courtnall is hurt, so he's not playing. In net, they have Manny Fernandez and Manny Legacy, so that's alright. Then on D, they have Drake Berowski, they have Paul Coffey, who's 40. They have Brett Hedican, Yanni Ninima, Jason Woolley, Ray Bork, who's also... no, he's 41 now. Stefan Robida, Sean O'Donnell, and Steve Stais. Yeah, that D is actually pretty good. Granted, you know, Paul Coffey and Ray Bork are not really young anymore, but that's still a pretty decent D. And then at forward, they have Adam Denmarsh, Andreas Johansson, probably. Yeah, Andreas Johansson, Dave Laurie, Antti Laaksonen, Steve Carrier, Craig Darby, Scott Fraser, Craig Janney, Craig McDonald, Ty Domi, Martin Lapointe, and Chris Simon. Okay, so up front, it's not as good. Lots of grinders and tough guys and whatnot. Couple guys that are pretty good with the puck, but not too crazy. And but really, that D and that goaltending is actually pretty interesting. Craig Janney has fallen off a cliff. He's only an alpha star player anymore. Although he does have 30 points in 53 games. So let's see what we do in Columbus. They could surprise us. Looks like they have surprised quite a few teams so far this year. Alright, so Ryan Miller in net for us. We are going to go against Manny Legacy. And we won 3-0. Alright, so that that bad offense that I pointed out couldn't muster a goal against us. That's pretty good. We outshot Columbus 39-21. Sheldon Surrey was the first star. He had an assist. Zdeno Chara was the second star with a goal, and Bill Guerin was the third star with a goal as well. Alright, so nobody scored in the first. Then in the second, Zdeno Chara scored from Sheldon Surrey and Marian Osa. And then Bill Guerin on the power play from Alexei Yashin and Brian McCabe. So it was 2-0 for the Sens after 2. And then in the third period, Patrick Elias completed the scoring, assisted by Joe Thornton, made it 3-0. That's your final score. Derek Walser is back from suspension in Phoenix, so he is back in the lineup. Tony Ludman is out in Calgary with an injury. He is going to be out for 5 months with massive eye trauma. Not a good news. Not good news for Calgary. They're probably not going to be in the playoffs anyway. But definitely not with one of their good defensemen being out like that. Alright, and then there's been a trade between New Jersey and Phoenix. So is that another big trade for New Jersey? They've made a couple big trades so far this season. Alright, so New Jersey trades Tommy Albaline and Aaron Voros to the Coyotes for Darren Quint. Huh. Okay. Darren Quint is having one heck of a season so far. 35 points in 55 games. That's pretty good for a defenseman. I would say that the Devils got the upper hand on that one. I mean, Tommy Albaline is 37 by now, and I don't think Aaron Voros is going to develop into much of anything. So, yeah, good job for the Devils. They won this trade. Alright, Yeremayev with Nashville is on waivers. I am not going to pick him up. There was no suspension for Montreal's John Leclerc, not suspended. And in that same game, it was a memorable game for Valeri Bure, who had 3 goals and an assist against Pittsburgh, so participated to all 4 goals of his team. Alright, so we are now playing in Buffalo. We're going to face the Sabres. Buffalo is definitely doing better this year than they did last season. So last season they had a pretty miserable season in Buffalo, but this year they've kind of turned it around. They are now 26, 17, and 11 and are 5th in the East. We have played twice against Buffalo this year, and we are 1-0-1. So we won at home 6-1, and we had a 2-2 tie in Buffalo. So we are now playing in Buffalo. Let's see what we can do. Ryan Miller is in net for us, and he's going to be facing Dominik Hasek. And it's another 2-2 tie. We outshot them 31-30. Is that Rem Murray? Yeah, probably Rem Murray. Yeah, Rem Murray not scored. He's the first star of this game for Buffalo with a goal. Sheldon Surrey for us is the second star with both of our goals. And Philippe Boucher, third star for Buffalo with an assist. So Sheldon Surrey opened the scoring in the first period, assisted by Patrick Elias, made it 1-0 Sens after 1. Then we traded goals in the second period with Surrey again from Sillinger and Dackel. Then Buffalo scored and made it 2-1. And then in the third period, Rem Murray scored on the power play with 1:32 to go in the game, tied it up. And nobody would score in overtime, obviously. So 2-2 our final score. Uwe Krupp is back from suspension in Nashville. Alright, and we are now back home, and we are going to be playing the Detroit Red Wings. So once again, we are facing against the best team in the league. Last time we played them, it was in Detroit. It was last month, and we tied the game 2-2, so we couldn't make a victor between the best team in the West and the best team in the East. So is there going to be a victor this time? I don't know. We are about to find out. So Chris Osgood in net for Detroit. He's going to face Mike Dunham. We're going to Mike Dunham for that one. Okay. I'm a little nervous, but okay. And we won 3-1. All right. No need to be nervous. Mike Dunham pulled a really good game. We were actually outshot 44-24 in that game, so yeah, he did pretty good. Alexei Yashin was the first star of this game. He had a goal and an assist. Henrik Zetterberg was the second star with an assist, and Mike Dunham, third star with 43 saves. There were 14,280 people in attendance for that game. We actually took a 3-0 lead into the first period, so Datsuk scored from Sami Salo and Alexei Yashin, then Yashin from Thornton and Sheldon Surrey, and then Mike Sillinger from Alfredson and Marian Osa was 3-0 after one. Then Mike Dunham lost his shutout in the third period. Sergei Fyodorov scored his 35th of the season on the power play. Almost 6 minutes into the period, made it 3-1 Senators. That's our final score. Yay! So we have one more game in 2 days at home against Pittsburgh before that 2-week break. Matt Sundin extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal and 2 assists against Chicago. Alright. Chelios extends with Chicago, so it's a 1-year contract that's going to give him $3.81 million a year. He's now 40, still a 5-star defenseman. And we have a trade proposal from those same Blackhawks who want to trade us Pavel Vorobiev for Chris Neil. I'm keeping Chris Neil. Right, Zygmunt Palffy extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist against the Wild. Nice little streak for Palffy. Right. Matt Sundin extends his goal streak to 6. So he had a goal and an assist against Boston. Matt Sundin extends his assist streak to 8 in that same game. Walt Kyle tries to hang on to his job in LA, which he just got, by the way, like 2 months ago. So, okay. Excellent passing leads to productive night for Jerome McGinley, who had a goal and 4 assists against the Kings. Wow, pretty good game for Jerome. Alright, and last game before the break, we are hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 26, 23, and 8, and that gives them the 8th spot in the East. Actually, if the playoffs were to start today, that's the team we would be facing. We are 3-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins this year, so we have been doing really good against them. Right, we are going to be facing Trevor Kidd, and we are sending Ryan Miller in net. And we won 3-1. We outshot them 54-30. That's pretty impressive. Magnus Arvidsson was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Tom Pody for Pittsburgh was the second star, but didn't get any points. And third star belongs to David Viborny with a goal. Alright, we had 14,549 people in attendance. Nobody scored in the first. Then in the second, Pittsburgh opened up the scoring, but Marian Osa tied the game 25 seconds later from Derek Morris and Nicholas Avlid. Then David Viborny scored his first from Magnus Arvidsson, made it 2-1. Then in the third period, Bill Guerin scored on the power play from Brian McCabe and Patrick Elias, made it 3-1 Sens, and that's our final score before the break. Ooh, that's not good for the Devils. Devils lose Gomez to partially torn ulnar collateral ligament. Wow, try to say that real fast when it's not your first language. He's out for 5 months, so that's not good. That happened against the Buffalo Sabres. So New Jersey without one of their best forward going forward. And I did not intend that pun at all. Zygmunt Palffy's assist streak ended at 8 games. He was held scoreless against Philadelphia. Dynamic passing leads to productive night for Paul Ehle. In Phoenix, he had 4 assists against the Flames. Pretty good game. Alright, and now we're going to be simming a lot because there's 2 weeks to get through. Oh, Barry Trotz is done in St. Louis, and he's available as a coach. Don Waddle not scored. He's a little old for that. Took the job in St. Louis to replace Barry Trotz. Matt Sundin assist streak ended at 8 games. He was held scoreless against St. Louis. Alright, and when we come back from the break, we're going to have only 2 games, and they are both going to be on the road, one of them being in Montreal. So it would be fun if the Olympics were to occur for real, like in the game like that. We could follow, which country is doing good. I'm sure that eventually they're going to add it. I'm sure it's on their list somewhere. That would be neat, but I understand that it's not there right now. There's a lot going on. And they have a smallish team, so they have to prioritize what they want to add, but it would be really cool if they did. Alright, so in 4 days we're playing in Montreal against those disgusting Montreal Canadiens. Alright, so everybody's back from the Olympics. I cannot tell you who won, but I'm sure it was fun. Alright, so we are playing in Montreal. Montreal is 29, 23, and 6, and they are 6th in the East. We are 2-0 against Montreal so far this year. We have shut them out both games. So we are playing in Montreal on the road, and we're sending Mike Dunham in net for that one. He's going to face Patrick Roy. And we lost that one 2-1. So that's a loss. As we know, we lost against Montreal in the playoffs. We were completely unable to solve Patrick Roy, and he kind of stole the show in that one too. So we outshot Montreal 38-24. Eric Desjardins was the first star of the game. He had a goal. Bill Guerin was the second star with an assist, and Patrick Roy was the third star with 37 saves. So Desjardins scored in the second period to open the scoring. And then with 5:03 to go in the game, Alexei Yashin scored on the power play from Patrick Elias, and Bill Guerin tied the game. But with 22 seconds left into the third period, Saku Koivu scored, made it 2-1 Montreal, and that game did not go to overtime. Alexei Yashin has reached 300 goals in his career. Pretty good. He had a goal in that game, and he is 28 years old. 300 goals in his career. Hopefully, many more for us. Oh, Peter Nedved is available to be picked up on waivers. I am not going to pick him up, but that's interesting. That's an interesting name to see. I mean, he's really declined. He's only a star talent anymore, but that's an interesting name to see in there. Sean Avery is suspended in Detroit. He's going to miss 5 games. He can have a competition with Fedorov, see who gets suspended the longest. Oh, looks like we lost David Viborny to injury. Okay, skate bite. He's only day-to-day. That's okay. Oh, that's not good for Detroit. Sergei Fedorov will miss 4 months. A torn hip labrum against Florida. So he's out for 4 months. So that sucks for Detroit because they're pretty good, but that's one of their best players that's gone now. All right. So last game of the month. Yeah, that's a short video today. So gives everybody a short break, I guess. So we are going to be playing at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers. We are 1-1 against the Rangers this year, including a very decisive game at the New York Rangers, 8-1. So last time we played at Madison Square Garden, we trounced them. Rangers are 10th in the East, so they're not doing all too good. So let's go ahead and see if we can win again. We're sending Ryan Metter. They are sending Henrik Lundqvist. And we won 4-2. So, all right, so we did lose a game, but we bounced back. 1-4-2. Outshot them 46-18. So it was pretty much dominated by us. Alexei Yashin was the first star. He had 2 goals and an assist. Andy Delmore was the second star. He did get 2 assists on both goals. And Daniel Alfredson was the third star with 3 assists. So the Rangers took a 2-0 lead into the first period, and it was 2-0 Rangers after 1, but then we scored 4 times in the second. So Patrick Elias scored from Daniel Alfredson and Alexei Yashin. Mike Fisher scored his first from Magnus Arvidsson and Sheldon Souray. Yashin on the power play from Patrick Elias and Daniel Alfredson, and then Yashin scored his 30th from Daniel Alfredson and Andreas Dackel, 4-2 the score after 2. After 3, sorry, and it was the final score. The Predators' coaching job is in jeopardy, so Mike O'Connell might be losing his job. Radek Dvorak in Vancouver is out for 5 months. That's not good. Fractured knee against the Stars. Yikes. Michel Bergeron might lose his job as the coach in Dallas. Alright, and then that's the progress report or development report. And Craig Bennington in Colorado and Zygmunt Palffy with the Islanders are the players of the month. Of course, shortened month, not a lot of games were played. So I don't want to take away from their achievement. Alright, so let's take a look at the standings now. We are still first in the East with a 17-point lead on the Philadelphia Flyers. So New Jersey got knocked to 6th in the East, and Philadelphia passed them. And then if we look in the West, it's Detroit, Colorado, Anaheim, Columbus, Chicago, Edmonton, Vancouver, Phoenix. So it's pretty interesting over there. Columbus is surprising a lot of people. Alright, and we are going to be looking at our stats. So again, Yashin still dominating there, 75 points in 60 games. Patrick Elias 52 and 59, Alfredson 52 and 58, Guerin 50 and 58, Osa 49 and 58, Thornton 42 and 60, Datsuk 41 and 60, And then Surrey is our best offensive defenseman with 39 points in 60 games. Then it dwindles down from there. Alright, and finally, we are going to look at the players in the league. So Kovalev scored only 2 times in this month, so he's still first with 42 goals. But Sakic is only 2 goals behind now with 40. So the best passer is Matt Sundin with 53 assists, and Sakic is the best scorer with 90 points. Yashin is 15 points behind. He's number 4 on the list with 75. So yeah, one of our players is one of the best ones there. Alright, so that's where we stand. That's going to be a short video for today, so I guess we can all enjoy that. I know sometimes my video tends to be long, so let's enjoy the shorter one here. And I am going to save my game. I also want to thank you for tuning in. And if you've liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. That's always appreciated. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.